Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Police say 5 people have died after an employee opened fire at a bank in Louisville in Kentucky and live-streamed the attack on Instagram.
I think the action is in that building right there.
The victims were aged between 40 and 64. Among 9 others injured was a rookie police officer who had graduated to the force just 2 weeks ago. Police responded within 3 minutes and fatally shot the attacker in an exchange of gunfire. The shooting took place at the Old National Bank in the city centre at about 8:30 a.m. local time.
So when we talk about praying, I hope people will. For those that we are hoping can make it through the surgeries that they're going through, and then we've got to do what we have done these last 3 years after everything. We've got to wrap our arms around these families.
Leaked US Pentagon documents appear to reveal a sensitive conversation between high-level South Korean officials on whether to send weapons to Ukraine. The secret document suggests the United States has been spying on its decades-old ally, South Korea. US national security agencies and the Justice Department are scrambling to determine the source, scale and sensitivity of what appears to be the most serious spillage of US intelligence in years. The leak has the potential to upset South Korea's relationship with both the US and Russia.
Safe to say this is one of the most damaging intelligence leaks this century so far. About 20 pages are serial intelligence reports. The other 20-some pages are maps and war updates from Ukraine.
The US and the Philippines are holding their largest ever joint military drills a day after China concluded large-scale exercises around Taiwan.
As the collaboration and partnerships grow in strength and reach,
Filipino and US officials say the drills show their commitment to peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region that is open and free. Washington announced last month that their annual Balikatan exercise with the Philippines would be their largest ever, involving more than 17,000 troops, including 12,000 from the states. Over 3 days, China's military rehearsed blockades of Taiwan in response to the island's leader meeting the US House Speaker last week. Washington criticized the drills as disproportionate. The head of Sudan's army said he remained committed to a plan for a new transition towards elections, despite the signing of a final deal being twice delayed. Protesters chanted "No militia can rule a country" in Sudan's capital after the signing of the agreement that was delayed yet again. According to a timeline set up by the parties, a new prime minister would have been announced today, but the deadline lapsed after the parties failed to sign a final transition deal on the 1st and the 6th of April. At least 10 people have been killed and more than 24 injured when a bus went off a Peruvian highway and turned over in a ravine. Local media reported the double-decker bus was carrying about 76 passengers when it left the central city of Huánuco on its way to Lima. Emergency crews worked to rescue bodies from the bus and rushed at least 12 of the 25 injured survivors to nearby hospitals. Firefighters have struggled to contain wildfires in eastern South Korea as strong winds and dry weather exacerbated conditions. The Korea Forest Service said the fire broke out around 8:30 a.m. local time, 168 kilometers east of Seoul. More than 570 firefighters, 6 helicopters and 41 engines were mobilized. At least 20 local residents have been evacuated from the area. And finally, a volcano in Russia has erupted early on Tuesday, releasing a 10-kilometer cloud of smoke and ash into the sky. Here, video of the Shiveluk volcano erupting with thick plumes of smoke billowing into the sky. Nearby areas were smothered in a thick layer of volcanic ash, rising to 8.5 centimeters in some areas. But some residents saw the lighter side. Here, a woman in a hazmat suit doing so-called ash angels, and here someone making little ash statues known as ash men. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.